The sky was low. She didn't ask, she didn't go. The kettle cooled, the window sighed, but all the days stayed still inside. She walked the room without a trace, no sudden turn, no change of pace. The floorboards knew the way she moved, the kind of quiet time approved. That's where the light stayed home with her, in every step so faint, so sure. It wrapped around her slowing hands and stayed in corners where she stands. The clock kept time but didn't leave. She only gave what mornings need. No voices call, no pages turn, just warmth in places still unlearned. That's where the light stayed home to rest. Inside the folds her silence pressed. No brighter song, no need to roam. She was the place the light called home. And even now, through dusk and rain, the light remains where she remains. We painted the walls with soft hues, shared quiet talks and morning news. Every corner held a smile. In this room we stayed a while. The clock would tick, but time would pause. No need for words, no need for cause. The silence spoke what hearts would say. In this room we'd find our way. The room we built with love so deep, where all Your hand moved quiet, cup in tow. No need to ask, no need to say. The silence shaped the perfect day. A steady breeze, the napkin folds with gentle ease. Your laughter low, your shoulders near, and suddenly the world felt clear. This feels like home, this quiet sound. Your breath, your calm, the way we're found. Not walls or doors, not names or stones, just us, just now. This feels like home. Kettle cools, the pages rest. You lean into the morning's chest, and I don't move, I don't pretend. I know this warmth won't need an end. This feels like home. Just here, just you. This feels like home. And as the day begins to glow, I know again I'm not alone. You stirred your cup but didn't drink. Your thoughts were somewhere I couldn't think. The steam curled up and slipped away, like all the words you didn't say. I watched the window catch your face, half in shadow, half in grace. Your fingers tapped a quiet beat before the coffee lost its heat. Before the coffee lost its heat, you almost turned to speak. Your lips held back the ache, your hands began to shake, but nothing left your seat. Before the coffee lost its heat. Chair still rock from where you rose, the scent of you still on your clothes. The table kept our small routine, now empty like a pause machine. I reached across but touched the air, your absence settled everywhere. The cup still full, the sip not sweet, before the coffee lost its heat. Before the coffee lost its heat, you stood but not complete. said your seconds hadn't fled. If warmth could freeze just long enough to turn the silence into love. Before the coffee lost its heat, you vanished from your seat. No slam, no sharp goodbye, just breath that passed me by. And I still feel you in the steam, where nothing touched the dream. And now I sit and always wait for coffee that won't hold your weight. The garden said nothing when you were gone. No sudden wind, no morning song. The leaves just swayed like they always do, but everything felt shaped like you. The bench still holds your resting weight, the path untouched, the iron gate. I walked it slow, without a sound, still waiting for your steps to ground. And though the flowers bloom the same, the sky above forgot your name. But deep beneath the soil and stone, I felt a warmth that wasn't gone. The garden said nothing, but I knew. A petal fell, so soft, so white, it brushed my hand, then slipped aside. I breathed the air you used to know, and let the quiet gently grow. And though the colors didn't fade, and every rose was still well made, the silence carried something through, a space where all your presence grew. The garden said nothing, but I knew. Not every goodbye makes a sound. Some just live in the ground. The sky was pale and breathing slow. We shared a cup, let silence flow. No questions asked, no promises, just steam and stillness in our bliss. The sky brewed us quietly, like morning tea and memory. We didn't didn't speak, but found a rhythm soft and deep. You held your mug with both your hands. The world forgot its loud demands. A breeze slips through the open door and made us feel we needed more. Some bonds don't need a name or sound. They only ask we both stay around. The sky brewed us quietly between the light and mystery. A silent warmth, a sacred hush that turned the moment into us. You didn't say a single word, but still your silence sang. The way you reached across the cup felt warmer than the spring. The light was soft across your face. The world had slowed its pace. You smiled like you already knew this moment wouldn't waste. When you looked my way, I didn't need to speak. The space between us melted like sunlight on my cheek. You held me in a second with nothing more to say, and everything grew softer when you looked my way. The chairs could have been anywhere, but ours were side by side. The music low, the day was long, but time forgot to slide. When you looked my way, the quiet felt complete. No grand design, no perfect lines, just steady, simple beat. You saw me in a stillness that others push away, and all I did was breathe in when you looked my way. Now every morning finds that gaze still living in those gentle days. didn't speak, but still I knew the way you stirred, the way you moved. The window light was soft and slow, and time forgot where it should go. We sat where chairs don't need to shift, where silence gives more than a gift. The coffee steam was calm and clear, and somehow drew you even near. The way the cup stayed warm felt closer than your hand. It didn't need to touch for me to understand the rhythm of the morning, the hush that never stormed. You told me you were staying by the way the cup stayed warm. No music played, but still we heard the sound between each settled word. You leaned but never crossed the line, just gave me space and shared your time. The way the cup stayed warm was all I had to see. No promises or answers, just quiet certainty. You didn't hold the future, but still you held the form of something soft and honest in the way the cup stayed warm. And when the morning passed us by, your warmth was still nearby. Two mugs sat still, the room was white. No words to speak, no need to hide. Your hands near mine, the light came low, and all we did was let it flow. You didn't laugh, I didn't cry, but something soft had filled the sky. The warmth was slow, it didn't run, just two mugs warm, one quiet sun. No stories told, no sudden turn, just steady light and coffee warm. No morning rush, no things undone, just two mugs near and one quiet sun. No echo loud, no lines to say, just us, just here, just one still day. The sip was low, the silence deep, and time for once forgot to keep. No stories told, no sudden turn, just steady light and coffee warm. didn't speak. The warmth had already learned to stay. You didn't say you'd stay too long, just smiled and hummed a half-known song. The cafe light was slow and deep, it touched the mug I couldn't keep. The steam had faded, so had time, but I still traced your hand in mine. No rush to speak, no need to move. Your silence told me all the truth. And sunlight sat in my mug like the warmth you almost left. It didn't shine, it didn't glow, just stayed behind in quiet depth. You didn't say a word that day, but everything still feels that way. Your chair was close but not too near, and somehow still you felt so clear. You left before the light withdrew, but somehow it remembered you. And sunlight sat in my mug, still holding what you didn't say. It cooled with time but never spilled, it just remained and stayed that way. You walked away but something stayed, where quiet warmth and memory laid. The clock kept time but not for her. The walls stood still, they didn't stir. The air was thick with things unsaid, her silence louder now instead. No coat remained, no chair was pulled, just light that dulled and corners cooled. She didn't slam the door or cry, she left so slow I can't say why. Her absence filled the room more than her voice ever could. No trace, no scent, no bloom, just space where she once stood. No shadow fell, no echo stayed, but everything still felt her fate. I made her tea, then let it sit. The warmth was gone before I said. The cup remained, the world moved on, but something here still feels so wrong. Her absence filled the room like a song without its tune. No parting kiss, no You sat so still, like time stood by. The steam rose soft and said goodbye. Two hands around a cup of green, but yours stayed quiet, untouched, unseen. The table held what we didn't speak. Your eyes were full, but your lips stayed weak. A spoon untouched, a napkin folded, like all the things we never told it. You didn't touch your tea, but I watched it cool with me. Every second said much more than your silence at the door. The warmth you left behind was never meant to stay. You didn't touch your tea, but you gave yourself away. The chair's still there, the light still bends, where moments start and almost end. I clean the cup, but not the thought of all the things your stillness brought. You didn't touch your tea, but I remember how it steamed, like a breath you didn't take, or a truth you wouldn't break. The taste you never tried still lingers here with me. You didn't say goodbye, but you didn't touch your tea. You laughed before the kettle sang. The light came in, the window rang. The chair was tilted just a bit, like every day perfectly fit. You poured the cream without a thought. The sugar followed what it ought. No words, just glances in between, and everything was soft and clean. Cream found the cup, first slow and wide, like sunlight brushing table sides. You didn't rush, you didn't try, and somehow made the morning sigh. The toast was cold, but no one cared. The jam was missing, but we shared. The silence hummed a steady tune that held the breeze and gave us room. Cream found the cup, first like it knew exactly what the day would do. The clock moved on, but not too far. We stayed right here, just as we are. And if I ever lose my way, I'll follow cream into the day. She moved like time had loosened its grip upon her day. No sound to chase behind her, no need to look or stay. The cup was still half empty, the sky a muted blue, and every breath she didn't take still felt like something true. The table knew her silence, the chair remembered weight, but nothing in the quiet room insisted she was late. She lingered in the rhythm of soft and steady light, not gone, not fully present, just barely out of sight. Morning didn't rush her, the moments simply stayed. The walls held all her stillness in shadows gently laid. No questions in the quiet, no answers in the air, just warmth she didn't carry, still folded on the chair. She didn't leave a letter, she didn't close the scene. The window framed a silence that whispered where she'd been. And though the room kept breathing, its hush was not the same. She left behind her presence without a face or name. Morning didn't rush her, it let her float and go. The steam, the light, the memory all softened into slow. And though the house stood waking, it never asked her why. It simply let her silence move gently through the sky. Sunlight on the kitchen wall, steam from cups that quiet fall, wooden chairs and window light, still with me on colder nights. Mountains watched us from the glass, every day would slowly pass. You would hum and pour the tea, like the world was made to be. That's the house I still walk toward, in my mind through every chord. Warm and still and never far, like morning caught inside a jar. Steps I took along the shore echo now a little more, but when I sit and close my eyes, your soft hello still feels alive. That's the house I still walk toward, though the snow may drift the board. It waits for me without a sound, with love in every There was a bend in the chimney line where morning smoke would draw the time. The roof held still, the pine leaned close, and every dawn just knew its post. The porch light swayed without a sound. The hills behind, so soft, so round. A wooden chair, a folded coat, the kind of quiet you never wrote. Where the smoke used to rise, I stand with empty cups and open hands. The breeze still knows the names we kept, but now it seems them soft and swept. The door still creaks in memory's way. A touch of dust, a hint of clay. The path we wore with morning feet still waits beneath the summer heat. Where the smoke used to rise, I see the home that never let go of me. The light still rests on every stair, though no one's left to place it there. And if I go, I'll go that way, where smoke once rose and chose to stay. You sat down but never spoke. Rain drew lines upon the glass. Steam rose once, then disappeared, like a moment we let pass. I poured two out of old habit. Your chair stayed quiet facing mine. The clock moved slow, like it knew what silence means with time. And I never asked you to stay, but I brewed your favorite anyway. The warmth stayed longer than your eyes in that hush where memory lies. No farewell, no broken phrases, just the air too full to breathe. Your handprints fading from the table. like a dream you didn't leave. And I never asked you to stay, but I brewed your favorite anyway. The warmth stayed longer than your eyes in that hush where memory lies. The cup you never reached is still warm, though your voice has long been gone. She closed the door without a sound. Her keys were soft, her steps were round. The light stayed low, and nothing in the house felt small. The chair she used was slightly turned. The coffee pot still gently burned. Her name was gone, but somehow all of her still grew. She didn't take home with her. She left it here in things that stir the air, the cup, the half drawn shade, the way the quiet softly stay. She knew the windows more than I, the way they held the evening sky, and now they echo what she knew, that staying never meant you do. She didn't take home with her. It lingers deep, it does. Simpler, it hums beneath the floor at night. It folds itself into the light. And though she's gone, the room is sure. She didn't take home with her. The chairs were still, the light was low. You watched the ripples start to slow. Your cup untouched, your fingers near, as if to hold the silence here. The lake had glass instead of waves, and snow fell soft as if it saves the quiet things we didn't say but shared along the drifted way. It was a morning that didn't leave, a pause we placed where hearts could breathe. You didn't smile, but still I knew the stillness said it all for you. And even now, in memory sleep, I hold the morning that didn't leave. The walls were wood, the windows wide, but time had nowhere else to hide. Your eyes met mine, and all was still as though the light bent to our will. It was a morning that didn't leave, a warmth the snow could not deceive. You reached and not for words or touch, but just to feel, and that was much. And though the world resumed its speed, we kept the morning that didn't leave. Stayed with us. Down by the lake, where silence grows, the water holds what no one knows. A wooden fence, a fading line, and just beyond, those hills were mine. The smoke once rose at break of day, a single thread, then slipped away. The porch would creak, the windows lean, and voices lived in spaces between. The house beyond the pine still stands in every cup I hold with hands, too far to reach, too near to lose, a quiet place the mornings choose. The curtains move like someone there, a shape of warmth still fill the air. The kettles hum, the wood Each time the fire inside me burns, it waits in wind, in shadows long, in every hush where I belong. So if the light feels soft and wide, it's just that house where I once cried. She walked these boards in quiet shoes, each step a thought, each turn a truth. She never danced, she never ran, but still the floor knew who I am. She'd pause between the second tile and stand in silence for a while. The room forgot, the air forgave, but where she stood the wood still gave. Some footsteps don't just fade in time, they press like verses into rhyme. What the floor still remembers isn't weight, it isn't sound. It's the way she made the stillness feel like something safe and round, safe and round. She never slammed, she never flew. She moved as if the world once knew. No voice was raised, no doors were wide, but echoes lived beneath her stride. Beneath her stride. The house moved on, but not below, where her slow rhythm used to go. What the floor still remembers isn't noise or heavy shoes, but the way she taught the silence how to hold what we might lose. We might lose. Now when I walk, I tread with care, as if her steps are still down there, still down there. Longing to echo to silence. You laughed before the kettle sang, the light came in, the window rang, the chair was tilted just a bit, like every day, perfectly fit. You poured the cream without a thought, the sugar followed what it ought. No words, just glances in between, and every was soft and clean. Cream found the cup first, slow and wide, like sunlight brushing table sides. You didn't rush, you didn't try, and somehow made the morning sun. Toast was cold, but no one cared. The jam was missing, but we shared. The silence hummed a steady tune that held the breeze and gave us room. Cream found the cup first, like it knew exactly what the clock moved on, but not too far. We stayed right here, just as we are. And if I ever lose my way, I'll follow cream into the day. Mug was warm but cooling slow. Your hands once wrapped and soft and low. The chair you left still faced the light as morning drifted out of sight. A whisper hung where words had been. No echo stirred the air within. Just distant sounds of cups and rain, but none of them could say your name. Stillness in the steam remains, like memories caught on window panes. I sip the silence you once knew and taste the warmth that spoke of you. The piano plays a note too kind. It moves but never leaves behind the traces left in coffee rings of quiet love and softer things. Stillness in the steam remains, like memories caught on window panes. I sip the silence you once knew and taste the warmth that spoke of you. Steam and silence stay where once your voice would drift and sway. The light still falls, the bruise still swirls, but not the way it did with her. Wood was warm, the nails showed through, but held the wind in morning too. We'd count the clouds from kitchen light and call them names that felt just right. The shingles creak, the smoke would rise. You wave a spoon toward drifting skies, and I would sit and sip it slow. The sun and where our warmth would go. The sky that knew our roof so well still keeps the shapes we used to tell. It leaned in soft, it stretched out wide. It knew our days and how we'd hide. The stars were never out of place. They blinked above that slanted space. And when the rain would tap the tin, it felt like home had tucked us in. The sky that knew our roof each night still folds around my sleep just right. Though time moved on and roofs have changed, that sky remains the same, unchanged. And when I miss the way we grew, I look straight up and find the blue. You used to pour the morning slow, let quiet fill the room below. The way your fingers held the cup, like something fragile not to touch. The window caught your shadow's grace, but never once revealed your face. Just folds of steam and linen white, and silence waiting out the light. When the pour was slow and words were few, I watched the world reflect in you. No voice, no glance, just steady breath, and time that whispered what was left. The chair you chose still leans the same. Its wooden back still knows your name. The creak you made still sounds at dawn, though every trace of you is gone. When the pour was slow and words were few, I watched the world reflect in you. No voice, no glance, just steady breath, and time that whispered what was left. I never stood the way you did. and gently know you loved me when the pour was slow. Coffee cooled beside me, but I still held it tight, like something in the warmth of it could bring you back tonight. The window caught the amber sky, it slowly turned to gray, and every fading color took part of you away. Chair was left unspoken, no footprints on the floor, but I could feel your absence much louder than before. The world kept spinning gently as silence filled the air, and though the dusk was beautiful, it only made me stare. Sunset alone, with your name in my chest. Each sip a quiet memory that never came to rest. No tears, just distant breathing. The sunset alone, and maybe you're out somewhere with coffee of your own, but here the light still lingers where once your laughter shone. The chairs were still, the light was low. You watched the ripples start to slow. Your cup untouched, your fingers near, as if to hold the silence here. The lake had glass instead of waves, and snow fell soft as if it saves the quiet things we didn't say, but shared along the drifted way. It was a morning that didn't leave, a pause we placed where hearts could breathe. You didn't smile, but still I knew the stillness said it all for you. And even now in memory's sleep, I hold the morning that didn't leave. The walls were wood, the windows wide, but time had nowhere else to hide. Your eyes met mine and all was still, as though the light bent to our will. It was a morning that didn't leave, a warmth the snow could not deceive. You reached and not for words or touch, but just to feel, and that was much. And though the world resumed its speed, we kept the morning that didn't